I'm going to date myself here, but I remember a time when it was thought to be crazy to buy water. Yes, they sold it, but nowhere on near the scale that they do today. And now water is the most commoditized product on the planet. You can get it from your tap for basically nothing. And yet, every store, every gas station sells it, and they sell a lot of it. And somehow, a company called Liquid Death convinced people to pay $2 or more for a tall boy can of water. They didn't invent new water. They didn't find a secret spring. They didn't add vitamins or electrolytes or anything. They just refused to look like every other water brand on the shelf. That is called differentiation. And today I want to talk to you about 6 ways to do it, whether you're selling water, widgets, or anything in between. Because in a crowded market, the product that wins isn't necessarily the best product. It's the one that people remember. Welcome to Modern Grower. I'm Diego, D-I-E-G-O. Let's get into it. The store Trader Joe's carries about 4,000 products. A typical grocery store carries 30 to 50,000. That's not a limitation, that's a strategy. Every product at Trader Joe's is curated. Most of it is private label. You're not standing in front of 14 brands of marinara sauce having a crisis. Which one do I buy? Do I get this one or that one? You have one, maybe 2 choices, and they picked it for you because they know it's good. So you can buy it knowing that you're going to like the product. Most businesses think differentiation means adding more. More options, more features, more products, more services. Trader Joe's proved completely the opposite. They differentiated by editing back, not adding more. By saying, we're not going to carry everything. We're going to carry the right things. And we're going to make the experience of buying them feel simple, curated, instead of overwhelming. Think about your own business. Are you trying to be the store that sells 50,000 options, or the store where the single thing on the shelf is there because it earned its place? Fewer choices chosen well is a brand position. Back to Liquid Death for a second. They didn't try and be better water. They didn't compete on purity or pH levels or mineral content. They just looked down the water aisle and said, every brand here looks the same. You can picture it now yourself. Clear bottles, blue labels, soft fonts, nice nature-invoking names. And they thought, what if we looked like a beer? A tall boy can, heavy metal font, skull logo, a tagline that says, murder your thirst. They didn't enter the water category, they created a new one. Water for people who think water brands are ridiculous. There's a concept in business strategy called the blue ocean. Instead of fighting for your market share in a crowded space where everyone competes on the same terms, that's a red ocean. You find or create a space where you're the only one. That's a blue ocean. You don't beat the competition, you just make them irrelevant because they're not in your ocean. Liquid Death didn't beat Dasani. They made Dasani invisible to a customer who would have never bought a premium water in the first place. If you're selling what everyone else sells, the way everyone else sells it, to the people everyone else is selling to, you're not in a market. You're in a fight. Legendary California burger chain In-N-Out has just a few things on the menu, really 3. Burgers, fries, drinks. That's it. They've been doing this since 1948. No seasonal menus, no limited time offers, no breakfast, no chicken sandwich wars. And people wait in line for 45 minutes to get one. I hate going in it the weekend because the drive-through line is way too long. And that's because they do one thing really well. And when you do one thing and you do it better than anyone else, simplicity becomes your competitive advantage. Nobody walks into In N Out wondering, am I going to get today? What do I order? They already know. The brand promise is clear. We make burgers, we make them fresh, we make them well, and we don't get distracted by other things. Compare that to the average fast food menu that has 120 items on it. Half of them are mediocre, none of them are memorable. Just this weekend, my kids wanted to eat when we were on the road. In and out, drive through, long line, Taco Bell right across the street. Not so long of a line. Maybe In and Out's figured something out. The lesson here is the business that does one thing perfectly will always beat the business that does 20 things adequately. And there's a hidden benefit to simplicity that most people miss. When you limit your offering, you get really, really good at what's left. Your team gets faster, your systems get tighter, your quality goes up because all of your attention is concentrated instead of scattered. I can tell you this firsthand. We have done this with our business. We've cut items that were either challenging or economically challenging, and that has made us operate better with the products that we have left at shop.moderngrower.co. Apple doesn't sell computers in its stores. It sells an experience. Walk into an Apple store and you'll notice something immediately. There's no checkouts, no aisles, no stacked boxes. Every product is out, turned on, and available to touch. The staff doesn't work on commission. There's a genius bar where you can sit down and get help face to face. The products are the same ones that you can buy on Amazon or Best Buy for the same price, but people often drive to the Apple store anyway because the experience of buying there feels different. Your product might be identical to your competitor's product, same quality, same price, same function. But the way you sell it, the environment, the interaction, the feeling the customer walks away with, that is where your differentiation lives. Nobody remembers a transaction. Everyone remembers how they felt during one. If we go way back to what my kids would call the olden days when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and we didn't have electricity, 1980, there were a few hundred breweries in the United States. 3 companies controlled the entire market. If you drank beer, you drank what they made. Today, there are over 9,000 independent breweries. The craft beer revolution didn't happen because someone made objectively better beer. It happened because small producers started to tell a different story. Local ingredients, small batches, the brewer's name on the label, a tap room where you can watch the beer being made. They didn't try to out Budweiser. They said, we're not that, we're this. And if you want this and you want what you value, come find us. The big companies still sell more beer by a lot, but the craft breweries don't need to win the whole market. They just need their corner of it. This is the part that most small business owners miss. You don't need 1 million customers. You just need enough of the right customer who value what you do and are willing to pay for it. The entire craft economy is built on that math. Find your corner, own it, and stop trying to compete with the giants on their terms. Here's the uncomfortable truth about differentiation. It requires you to choose who you're not for. We don't want you. You're not our customer. Liquid Death is not for people who want quiet, clean, mountain spring branding. They know that. They don't care. Trader Joe's is not for people who want 50 brands of olive oil to choose from or who are clipping coupons. In-N-Out is not for people who want chicken tenders or a chicken sandwich. Every brand that successfully differentiates made a deliberate decision to repel certain customers in order to deeply attract others. Most small businesses can't do this. Why? They're afraid to say no to a customer because it means losing revenue. So they try and appeal to everyone. They water down their messaging, they broaden their offering, they blend in, and they end up trying to compete on price, which is one race that small businesses will always lose. Somebody can always go lower than you. It's not a great way to compete in the market. Fortunately, the fix is simple but hard. Describe your ideal customer in one sentence. What do they value? What do they already believe? Where do they already spend their time and money? Then build everything, your product, your brand, your messaging, your experience for that person, not for everybody, for that person. When you try to be the solution for everyone, you're actually the solution for no one. 6 ways to stand out. Compete on less, not more. Curation beats abundance. Own the category of one. Don't fight for market share. Create a new market. Simplicity is a moat. Do one thing better than anybody else. Sell the experience, not the product. No one remembers the transaction, they remember how it felt. Be the craft version. You don't need the whole market, you just need a corner of it. Know exactly who you're for and accept who you're not for. None of this requires a bigger budget, a better location, a fancier product. It requires a decision, the decision to stop blending in. Now use this to go build a farm business, not just a farm. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below. I like reading the comments as long as they're nice. And with that, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.